Hey there, just got back from Georgia, state way south from me, and I came back thinking, how can these people be so different than I am? What I mean to say is, how can we biologically be the same thing, but culturally be so vastly different within this almost the same region? We live in the same country, but we're so different. That doesn't mean to say that my culture is better than theirs or their culture is better than mine, and it doesn't mean to say that we're extremely vastly different and we can find no common ground. But what I'm saying is that I live in a state that pretty much eats local food, and I couldn't find a vegetable to save my life while I was there. It was interesting, the food choices they have. That's not the only difference. Their accents, of course, are different, which is always fascinating me. How accents are fascinating. How different speech patterns are created within the same region, but then a couple of miles away, well, 100 miles away, you can have a vastly different accent. Take England, for instance. Welsh accents apparently are different than English accents, and Scottish, you definitely can tell it's different than English accents. How is that possible? It's very interesting to me. And so it got me to thinking, how about we explore this a little bit? We're going to look at things that shape culture. From where I sit and from my understanding, culture is kind of moved along or shaped by a couple of main things. First being religion, second, economics, government. Let me think this. The first being religion, the second being economics, the third being government, and the fourth, geological location. These four things are definitely the catalyst for how we live our lives every day. And they've been kind of the universal things that move culture along throughout history. And a culture is formed within the priorities placed on these four things within a certain area. Does that make sense? The next couple of weeks, what I'm going to do is make videos about a specific region or culture. And eventually we'll end up in America, and that will be the end of it, and then we can move on. But for now, let's just kind of stay in this. I'm going to do some learning, which I'm really excited about, and hopefully if you're watching, you'll do some learning, and it'll be grand. At the end of each video, I'll tell you the next region that we're going to go to, so maybe you can do a little research or maybe add to the conversation in the comments, and then we can together learn how a culture that is just a plain right away can be so different from us, and yet by learning about them, we can share so much and realize that maybe we aren't that different. Next week, we're going to learn about the historical and pop culture of this country and this region, mainly India.